Hey guys, welcome to Train Check YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be solving this Kata 8 algorithm question, which is array plus array. So we'll be solving this algorithm question using C Sharp. In this algorithm question, we are accepting two inputs. We are accepting two array as an input, array 1 and array 2. So we have to add all the sum of numbers in array 1 and array 2 together and then return the sum of all the numbers. So now, as we all know, we'll be solving this in Visual Studio so that we can debug and see how it moves. So let's get started. So now I'll be pasting this here. So I'll be solving these algorithm questions in two ways. I'll be solving it using double for loop, and I'll also be solving it using links. So let's start. I'm solving it using double for loop and links. So for the double for loop, I'll first loop through array 1, add all the numbers inside it, and then loop through array 2 again and add all the sum of number inside it. So I'll have to create int sum of numbers, which I will set to 0 at here. So now I'll have to loop for int I equals 0. Sorry, for int I equals 0, I less than array 1 dot length I plus plus. So what I'll just be doing is to be adding the number at each index, so which will now be equals to sum of number plus equals to array 1. So what it will do is that it will be adding number at each index to be adding it to sum of numbers. So it will come here. Once we run it on debug, we see how it moves. So for int j equals 0, int j equals 0, j less than array 2 dot length j plus plus. So sum of numbers should now be plus equals to array 2 at index j. So then we return the sum of numbers. So that is all for the double for loop. This is all for the double for loop method I'll be using. So let's run this on debug and see how it moves. So let me go. Sorry, let me copy this guy here. So we're testing it according to the test cases they put there. So let's see. Int array 1 should now be equals new int. So int array 2 should now be equals new int. It should now be equals to new int. Sorry, int array 2. So we then control right line. Since we have our method inside Kata 8 class, we first do Kata 8 dot, then to have access to array plus array, to then accept array1 and array2 as parameters. So then let's run it on debug and see how it moves. So let's run it on debug. So now we are having array1 which has 1 2 3 inside it, and array2 which has 4 5 6 inside it. So let's start. Here now sum of number is equals to 0. So for the first for loop, it will look, so at index 1 now, I is at index 0, I is at index 0. So array at index 0, the number at index 0 is 1. We have 1 at index 0. So it will add 1 to sum of numbers. That is why I have sum of number plus equals to the number, particular number at index 0. So it will add it. So 1 is at index 0, so it is adding 1 to it. It will go again. We are now at index 1. So what number do we have at index 1? We have 2 at index 1. So it will add 2 to sum of numbers now. So sum of number is now plus equals to the number at index 1. So sum of number is now 3. So we've added 2 and 1 to it, so we have 3. So step over now. Sum of number is now 6. So we've added all the sum here. 1 2 3. So 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. So we've added for all array1. So we have 6. Then it will step out of this for loop and enter the second for loop. Step out of this for loop and enter the second for loop. So now we have for int j to look through the second for loop. So inside here now we start again from index 0. So at index 0 we have 4. So now we have 6 here, so we're adding 4 to 6, making it 10. So that is why I have sum of number plus equals to the index, the particular index which is 0 that we have now. So add the number inside that particular index to the sum. So it will now be 4 plus, so now it will be 10. So it will do the same thing, step over, same thing, add it again, so it will be what, 15. So now the last number there is 6, so to add 6 to 15 making it 21. So now we have 21, so it will return it once there is no more number there to add. That's the last number to come out of the for loop, and then return the sum, which is 21. So that is all for the double for loop. So the first for loop, it will loop through the array1, add all the numbers inside array1. That's why we have sum of number plus equals to array1 at index I. So at each index, it will be adding the numbers it's met inside the array. So add it, add it, add it till we are done adding all the numbers inside array1. So it will come out of the for loop, enter second for loop, add all the numbers inside array2 to the sum of numbers too, and then we return the sum of numbers. So that is all for the double for loop. So we can actually um, run it and see. So we have 21. So if we test this here too, let's say we want to test this guy here, let's test that guy too. Let's test the guy, let's see how it moves. So we are expecting 2100. So that is it. See, it works 2100. So that works. So let's copy our code and run it. Let's see. Let's test it here. So we've passed all the test cases. Let's attempt and see maybe if there is any other thing we still need to do. So we've passed all the test cases. So now let's try the second method. The second method is links. So I will comment on this guy and then I will bring this guy here and then remove all this. So now I will be doing this. It's just using links. So I'll do var sum of array equals to array1 dot sum plus array2 dot sum. So then I will return sum of array, which is this. So let's run this and see if it will work too. So it works the same way. So now what this is doing is just that I declare a variable sum of array and then I added this array1 dot sum will add all the numbers inside array1. It will add all the numbers inside array1 and then plus all the numbers inside array2. So this will be the array1 dot sum will add 100 plus 200 plus 300 making 600. That is what the dot sum will do. It will add all the numbers and then for the array2 too, it will add dot sum will add all the numbers inside it and then we will return the dot sum. So that is just what it's doing. Let's run it on debug and see. Insert a breakpoint actually and put a breakpoint. So step over it, we enter just like the same way we did for loop. So to just add it once and then instead of looping, so it add everything once instead of looping through array1, adding it to sum of number at each index, looping and then same thing for second array, but this we add it once and then we move. It's more faster, more efficient than double for loop, taking time to loop through everything and then before returning the results. So that's the second method. Let's test it and see if it will work or not. So let's see. Yeah, so it's saying does not contain definition for some and no accessible extension method accepting the first argument. Could be missing a using the okay, so we are missing a using directive. Since we are using links, we need to let me copy this. We need to put the using statements there to be able to make use of links. So let's paste it here and see. So yeah, so we passed all the test cases. So anytime we are using links, we need to make use of the using statements whenever we are not in Visual Studio, maybe some other places that does not have auto stuff to bring out the using statement. So we have to paste it there ourselves. So that's just it. Let's attempt and see maybe it will go. Yeah, so that's all. We've passed all the test cases. So let's submit and move. So that is just it. That's just it. That's just it. That's just it. So we've solved the array plus array method algorithm using two methods, double for loop and links. So and guys, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, like this video, comment, and turn on the notification icon so that I can get notified anytime we drop new video. Thanks, guys.